Hello, my name is Lara Emmanuel, and this is Movie Sense. On Movie Sense, we'll be discussing movies. We'll talk about movies, we'll review movies, we would compare movies. It's going to be everything related to movies. So this being the first episode, we'll be comparing two powerful Nollywood movies. Yes, charity, they say, begins at home. So we'll be starting from the home front. We're starting with Orisa and Jagun Jagun. We'll try to compare both movies. I'll be right back.
Jagun Jagun! Ẹ káàbọ̀ sílé ológun. Ilé ológun. Akíkanjú tó bá lóògùn ní pẹ̀tẹ́ ogun.
Adífáforí orí ń bẹ ló pèrè òun nìkan ṣoṣo.
Ẹni tí ò lè dá ni mo ti ń dènà dé ni. Àjẹkù ìyàdọ̀ jẹ bí wọ́n pẹ́ wà wọn.
Gómìnà tí wọ́n bá mi lé o. Ọlọ́run fún mi ń jọ mẹ́ta. Bí nǹkan bá ẹ ṣe mí tó sọmọ àbí tó ṣèyàwó. Èmi fún ara mi ni wọ́n jẹ̀lú ni.
I hope you enjoyed that, really. Jagun Jagun is a movie produced by Femi Adebayo and directed by Adebayo Tijani and Tope Adebayo. And it was released for streaming on Netflix on August 10th, 2023, while Orisa, produced and directed by Odunlade Adekola, was released on cinemas in July 21st, 2023. So let's start with the script. Orisa, the plot revolves around duty, around conflict and the abuse of power, and especially by the Oba. And it was focused on the pre-colonial era, that era when Obas were the sole leaders of the Yorubas. So in Orisa, really the Oba just misused the power. Let me not tell you all about the movie. This thing I'll say is a source of concern to me regarding the scripting, especially the lines, is the fact that the Yoruba dialect was not coherent. What I mean is that the actors, while delivering their lines, they would mix up the Yoruba dialect during that time, the pre-colonial era, with the 21st century Yoruba. So, so it gets me confused, really. It seems as though they weren't really sure how to deliver their lines. They will switch from here to there. So that's just the thing about it. Jagun Jagun, on the other hand, was quite interesting. It had its own plot too, more of abuse of power and all that. And the lines, yes, they were well delivered and deliberate. I mean, you could argue that, what about Jagun Jagun? There were lots of your 24th century slangs that was incorporated into the line, but it was deliberate. Really, if you pay close attention, if you watch the movie, maybe you should try to watch the movie again. It was really deliberate. They would just give out the lines to keep the audience engaged or relaxed or make them laugh. So that's just the difference between the two. In Orisa, it was more like they weren't too sure, while in Jagun Jagun, it was really more of deliberate action. Let's move on to the twist and the plot. Wow, those movies were interesting. They had interesting plot and twist. Let's pick one from Jagun Jagun. Iroyin Ogun Kitan. Some wouldn't really suspect that Iroyin Ogun Kitan is Agemo. It took a few by shock and surprise. And then in Orisa, Olori Agba. So yeah, it's what doing our KBC. Anyways, the twist, and it was interesting. They really blew my mind. It was really interesting twist and plus. And then the visual effects and post-production. Nia Kimolayo and Till Studios did well in Jagun Jagun. You did beautifully well. I mean, we are not there yet where our counterparts are, the Hollywood, but I give you your flowers. We are going to get there. And this particular movie is a testimony to that. So the visual effect, that part where Odunlade's arm was cut off in Jagun Jagun. Wow, the visual effects in Jagun Jagun was really good. Orisa too had beautiful visual effects, the picture quality, the first scene. I remember watching Orisha's first scene twice, I think, when the cat was thrown to the Kabiyesi. I love that part. I love that part. Bintayo Mogaji, oh, mwah, you do well, mama. It was beautiful to watch our own Nollywood doing amazingly well. I mean, doing really well and putting us on the world map. It was beautiful. It's not as if Jagun Jagun doesn't have his own flaws too. A part which actually got me concerned was where the three warriors were able to overcome the old villagers. I mean, let's not talk about it too much, I don't want to start framing at the Okay, now let's talk about the cast. It was the two movies had a careful selection of cast. They had beautiful cast that did justice to their roles. In Jagun Jagun, there were lots of superstars that when I saw the trailer, I was in doubt. I mean, when you see too many stars in a movie, you're like, maybe the plot is not that nice. That's why they have to put so many just to sell their movie. But no, that wasn't the case. We're able to see these people, these actors, these superstars playing different roles from what we know them to play. Look different, be different, act different, and still on top of their game. Especially in Jagun Jagun, they did well. They were able to see the actors act in different roles in ways that some of us cannot even imagine. And when we look at Orisa, although the cast in Orisa did not really go beyond our imagination. I mean, you could really predict who would be in the colors in the movie, but they did their best. They brought their A game on board. They did justice, absolute justice to their respective roles. And then let's talk about the overall, both movies. In fact, these movies, I pointed to the fact that we are getting there. Nollywood is getting there. And epic movies should never be looked down on. Jagun Jagun is a great milestone for Femi Adebayo. When you look at the first production, which was in cinemas, the first production, King of Thieves, Ageshikole, that was mind-blowing. And you could ask yourself, how is he going to beat this? How will he beat this record? But it did. Thumbs up to him, it did. And then Orisa also was beautiful. It was way, way ahead of his last cinema movie, The Vendor and others. Congratulations to both of them. They did well, exceedingly well, and they represented us really beautifully. These are really great movies. If you haven't watched them, you should go see this movie. If you haven't seen them, you should really see them and stop being, I don't watch Nollywood. You should really sometimes. You should. These movies are really top notch, and I think you should really see both movies. So which one made more sense to you? Jagun Jagun or Orisa? Let me know in the comment section.